Hello students, I am Sahil Goyal. I am faculty for social issues and governance for GS 11 months classroom program. So I take two subjects. One is your social issues, which is for GS paper 1 mains, and I also take some topics of governance which are related to social justice as part of your GS paper 2 syllabus. Mains, again for mains only. So I take both these subjects with you for your GS foundation course of 11 months. Both the topics are related to your main subject. Now, to discuss one of the topic, I'll first tell you something about the basics of Indian society and why do we study Indian society. We study Indian society because Indian society has many social issues, and most of the social issues in Indian society are because Indian society is a very traditional society. Now, traditional society means where people strongly associate themselves with religion. That is a very important aspect of their life, religion. While if we talk about Western societies, in Western society, which is quite different from the Indian society, the social issues are not there. They have minimal of social issues, no issues related to society, because the society there is very modern, and modern societies means people are passionate about the idea of science there. So what I want to convey to you is the topic of social issues is there in our syllabus because India is a traditional society which is strongly driven by the idea of religion, and such issues are not found in Western countries because Western countries are very modern. Modern societies means they are driven by the idea of science. So most of the social issues that we study in Indian society, like caste system, the idea of untouchability, communalism, regionalism, are mainly because of India being a traditional society. One such issue which I would like to discuss, so all these topics I will cover up in class with you. And one such issue that I would like to discuss today is about Uniform Civil Code in India, the debate of Uniform Civil Code. Should we bring Uniform Civil Code in India or not? So to understand Uniform Civil Code, the topic, we have to get to understand some basics. For example, first we can start with understanding the idea of what is law. So law is of two types. One is civil law and the other is criminal law. Criminal law in India is well codified. So it was codified earlier through CRPC, IPC. Now it is codified through BNS. Not only criminal law is well codified, it is uniformly applicable also. Uniformly applicable means it is uniformly applicable on all sections of society. For example, if a Dalit commits a murder or a Brahmin commits a murder, the punishment is same. A Muslim commits a murder or a Hindu commits a murder, the punishment remains same. So we say that there is uniformity in which laws? Criminal laws in India. But when we come to civil law, one of the aspects of civil laws are laws related to personal matters. Now, what are personal matters? Personal matters are matters related to marriage, divorce, inheritance, adoption and guardianship. तो इनसे रिलेटेड मैरिज, डिवोर्स, इनहेरिटेंस, एडॉप्शन, गार्जियनशिप, इनसे रिलेटेड जो लॉज हैं, ये जो मैटर्स हैं, इनको पर्सनल मैटर्स भी कहते हैं. एंड द पर्सनल मैटर्स आर डेल्ट अंडर सिविल लॉज. Since civil laws deals with personal matters, laws related to personal matters are also called personal laws. Now, India being a traditional society, I just now explained to you that India is traditional society where people are strongly emotionally attached with their religion. So, what happens in India is, in matters related to marriage, divorce, inheritance, in personal matters, people like to follow their religious practices. So, people like to marry as per their religion. People like to give divorce, what their religion says, as per the practices in their religion. They like to inherit property to their children as per their religious practices. So, people in traditional society like to follow their religious practices in personal matters. So, what state has done, keeping this perspective in mind that India is a traditional society, the state has made these personal laws as per the religious practices. So, personal laws in India, laws passed by state, are made as per religious practices. Now, in India is a very diverse country. And one of the main factors of diversity in India is religion. And we have different religion, and the idea is each religion has its own religious practices. So, R1 has its own religious practices, P1. R2 has its own religious practice, P2. R3 have its own religious practices, P3, like this. So, Muslims have their own religious practices, Hindus have their own religious practices, Parsis have their own religious practices, which are different from each other. Therefore, what state has done? To pass personal laws as per religious practices, state has made different laws for different religious groups. See, the idea is personal laws or civil laws should be based on religious practices, and different religion have different religious practices. Therefore, different state has passed different laws for different religion. So, for Hindus there is Hindu Marriage Act, for Christians there is Christians Marriage Act, for Parsis there is Parsis Marriage and Divorce Act, for Muslims there is Shariat Act. So, different religion in India have different personal laws. Personal laws are nothing but laws related to personal matters, which are also called civil laws. So, therefore, we can say that since different religious groups have different personal laws, there is no uniformity in which laws? Civil laws in India. And we can say that one of the major factor we are not able to bring uniformity in civil laws is India being a very traditional society. So, therefore, there is no uniformity in civil laws. So, remember that uniformity has come in criminal laws, but there is no uniformity in civil laws. Now, Article 44 of the Indian Constitution directs the state to bring uniformity even in civil laws. So, 44 says bring uniform civil code. Uniform civil code means bring a modern law. Modern law means a law based on modern values, which are there in Western countries like gender equality, no discrimination on the basis of gender, treating everyone equally. So, bring a modern law. Who is saying? Our constitution is saying under Article 44, which says bring uniform civil code. So, if UCC comes, there will be a modern law which is made applicable on all religious groups. equally. So again I repeat, as of now, the state has made personal laws as per religious practices, and different religious groups have different religious practices. Therefore, different religious groups have different personal laws. But Article 44 says bring UCC, and if UCC comes, there will be a model law which is applicable on all religious groups equally. So, application of UCC. So, if UCC comes in India, there are two implications. First, there will be a modern law in India which is based on modern values like liberty, equality. If UCC comes, the different personal laws for religion will cease to exist. There will be one uniform law, even for civil matters. And the existing personal laws will become redundant. All the personal laws for different religion will become redundant. So my next debate will be on why India is not, why the state, not India, why the state has not been able to bring UCC till now. India should bring uniform civil code is written in the constitution when the constitution came into force. Then why the state has not been able to bring UCC in India till now? The biggest reason is people in India are not willing to accept UCC because UCC will be a modern law and India remains a very traditional society. See, India has not undergone modernization like West, and therefore Indian society is very different from Western society. So we should not try to bring modern laws on traditional, we should not try to impose modern laws on traditional society. So people in India don't want their personal matters to be driven by a modern law. So people are resistant to bring UCC. Second, minorities in India often feel that in the name of bringing a modern law, the state will try to impose the Hindu cultural practices on Muslims, on minorities. So what the minorities are saying, in the name of bringing a modern law, which is a UCC, the state will try to impose Hindu religious practices on whom? Minorities. So the people who are most afraid of UCC are minorities. Third, bringing UCC will bring in danger India's diversity. Now, this is a big paradox in Indian constitution itself. On one side, the constitution says that state should protect India's diversity, state should promote India's diversity. On the other side, the constitution says under Article 44 that state should bring UCC. So, this is a big paradox because bringing UCC will promote homogeneity. And homogeneity is just opposite of India's diversity. So, there is a big paradox. Moreover, the religious groups in India say that under Article 25, every religious groups have right to religious practices. Right to religious practices. Next idea is why we need UCC? Why? What is the need for uniform civil code? And do we really need UCC? Because just now I told you the debate is, if we bring UCC, it will bring in danger India's diversity. So do we really need to bring UCC in India? The answer is both yes and no. Because you see that many of the personal laws in India are very gender discriminatory. Very gender discriminatory. For example, under Hindu Succession Act, daughters do not have right to Daughters do not have co-parcenary rights at birth. Later, Supreme Court in 2020 has given the co-parcenary rights to daughters also. However, the personal law never gave any co-parcenary rights to daughters. Similarly, under Hindu Marriage Act, we say that the minimum age of marriage for boys is 21 and for girls it is 18. Under Hindu Guardianship Act, after marriage, the husband is the guardian of the wife, but wife is not the guardian of the husband. So, personal laws in India are very, very gender discriminatory. Similarly, in Muslims, men can give triple talaq, but women cannot give instant triple talaq. In Muslims, women do not get maintenance after divorce. So, what happens is, there are many, many gender discriminatory provisions in personal laws. Therefore, if we bring UCC, UCC will be a modern law, which will be based on the modern idea of gender equality. So, the strongest argument in favor of bringing UCC is, UCC will bring gender equality. But the strongest argument not in favor of bringing UCC is that bringing UCC will impact India's diversity. So, what should we do? To solve this debate, the Law Commission in 2018 gave a report on whether UCC should be introduced in India or not. The Law Commission says there is no need to bring UCC in India now. People don't want UCC, and there is no need also to bring UCC in India. Why? Law Commission says bringing UCC in India will impact India's diversity badly, and diversity is our salient feature. And third, they say that in the name of protecting diversity, similarly, they say in the name of protecting diversity, we cannot continue with gender discriminatory practices. तो कह रहे हैं UCC मत लाइए because we have to protect diversity, but they are saying that in the name of protecting diversity, we can't continue the gender discriminatory practices. Therefore, what is the final solution? भाई लाएं तो UCC लाएं अगर तो diversity खराब होती है, नहीं लाते तो gender discrimination होता रहेगा. तो solution given by Law Commission is, ये सारी बातें, all things have been said by Law Commission only. So, the Law Commission finally says that the solution is let personal laws remain personal laws. Let the situation remain as it is. Let the personal laws remain personal laws. What we should do? Instead of bringing a uniform law, we should amend every personal law. Amend every personal law and remove all gender discriminatory provisions from the personal law. For example, the minimum age of marriage for boys and girls under Hindu Marriage Act should be made same. Daughters should also be given co-parcenary right. If husband is the guardian of wife after marriage, wife should also be made the guardian of the husband. Such kind of gender equality provisions must be introduced within each personal law. So, what is the advantage of that? All gender discriminatory provisions will be removed from the personal law. At the same time, personal laws will remain personal laws which will protect India's diversity. So, the solution given by Law Commission is a kind of win-win situation. With win-win in what sense? Protect India's diversity as well as remove gender discriminatory provisions from personal law. So, like this, we will explore each and every topic in detail. We will also talk about many Supreme Court cases related to personal law. Then we will also discuss what are the issues present in the Shariat Act. Like the Shariat Act of 1937 is not codified in India. issues like this will be discussed in the class in detail. Shah Bano case, Shaira Bano case, instant triple talaq case, all these cases I will discuss. And I will also discuss with you what are the past year questions asked from issue related to UCC. So, hope to see you in the classes very soon. Thank you.